Right, greetings to all and sundry. Chancellor North Wales here. Tonight's video is update what I've been up to, quick mention of what I'm doing for the Israeli group build, a couple of shout outs, and if I can hold the camera without making a complete pig's ear of it, a little tour of what I call Chamber of the Horned Rat, basically, namely my modelling room. So, without further ado, little discussion. What have I been up to? Well, thank you for all the comments and views on the unboxing for the Dystopian War stuff. So, past few days, and particularly over the weekend, I was painting rather vigorously. So if you check out the review vid, these miniatures and these miniatures were the ones that I unboxed, and they are now what I classify as a gameable standard. I haven't put the heraldic decals on them, which I will be doing, and I haven't put the Republic of France flags, but I'll be doing that as well. The ones behind them, these guys, these lads up here, and these little chaps in the back row, have also been painting up. I tend to paint this kind of stuff pretty quickly. Revell paints, hand painting, dark washes, oil washes, that kind of thing, fairly straightforward job. So that has been, over the past week or so, my modelling work has focused on a bit more dystopian warships. Right, on to Aaron Newlands Israeli group build. I decided to do for that, and I had a little rummage in my stash. I knew that Israel had obtained certain aircraft of, shall we say, Russian origin, and I found pictures of some. I also realised I had exactly the right variant of the MiG-21 in my stash. The aircraft I'm going to be doing is a very specific aircraft. Now this thing is actually at the Israeli Air Force Museum. Here we are. Basically, it's the aircraft that was flown by a chap called Munir Redva, a Syrian defector who took this aircraft over to Israel in 1966. The aircraft in question was, well, sorry, he was not Syrian, he was a Iraqi defector. So, and the aircraft spent a while being used for local defence work, like an interceptor with the Israeli Air Force, before they loaned it to their American friends for evaluation purposes. You know, the car is the keys to my MiG-21. You know, take it for a ride, but don't scratch it too much, please. Hence its high visibility markings. Now there are images of this aircraft in more of an Israeli camo, which I agree is very nice. My reason for doing it in this particular scheme is that I think it's going to be darn sight harder to paint. So I fancy the challenge. So it's going to be a MiG-21 in the evaluation colour scheme, and as she appears at the Israeli Air Force Museum. So that's my project for that. The kit I have for it is the classic Airfix MiG-21 kit. This is ropey as hell, absolutely no cockpit, raised panel lines. So pretty much the kind of kit I seem to build rather regularly. So let's see how this one turns out. I'm looking forward to this. I also have, by the way, some Israeli decals, actually plenty of them. The reason being is many years ago I painted up an Imperial Guard army in Israeli markings for Warhammer 40k. The sad story about that army was I lent it to someone and we never saw him again at the club. So never lent an army since, except somebody who I really trusted. Anyway, so I do have quite a lot of Israeli Air Force decals in 1/72 that will suit this beautifully. So that's what we're doing for the group build. Couple of shout outs as always. The first shout out here is for a gentleman who is an established modeler. His name is MrOisama, O-I-S-A-M-A, Mr. Osima. Now, truth of the matter is, he does his videos with Japanese text, assuming it's Japanese. You won't understand that. However, and this is why I think this guy is especially worth subscribing to, he's a master model builder. What he did with his Mitsubishi Zero in 1/72nd had to be seen to be believed. The level of detail and sheer modelling precision of the work. He's posted an awful lot of vids. I only see 1 or 2 comments on his channel against his vids. This guy deserves more. If you can't follow what he's written, you can certainly follow what the guy's doing and pick up on his techniques there. This name and all these details are going to be down below on the info for this vid. But Mr. Osima, subscribe to the chap. If you want to post a comment, do so in English, or give this a go. I haven't got foggiest how this is going to turn out. Is have a go at using Google Translate. I know it often mangles things. Possible way of doing it is put it into Google Translate, then have it translated back into the English and adjust it until the language you're using has minimized the ambiguity while maintaining your original intent. So please guys, this guy, you won't regret it. He is a pure modeling master, right? In Japanese terms they probably say, no, in Chinese terms they would say a shifu, a great master, and certainly the great teacher. Look him up. The other chap is a young chap who's been around for quite a long time on YouTube, and he had a pause for a while. It goes by the name of Midget Models. I think he really deserves some encouragement. He's not out there with the greats in terms of the quality of his work, make no bones about this, but if we encourage him, guide him, this is a lad who I believe has got bags of room to develop. He's got a love for the hobby, so let's subscribe to him. Let's see what he can do to encourage. He's committed by the number of his videos he's posted. Give him a look-see, and let's start getting the comments on these videos and seeing him develop and grow as a modeler. He goes by the name of Midget Models. Again, the details will be below here. I'm going to be honest, there's plenty more people I could do, but I don't want to swamp things, and I don't want this be yet another long list of people to find. If you subscribe to me, you can see who I like, and I tend to like most of the videos that I post a comment on. I try to remember to do that. So you can find out, feel free to check through the list of people I've subscribed to. But 2 guys I'm thinking, look these up. Okay? Right, that's the subscriptions done. I've got to say guys, with these 2 group builds that we've had going on, and I apologise for not taking part in them, the Battle of Britain group build by Frankie Day, and our young Greek chaps, I'm sorry I just had the name block, German Aces group build, it's just been a wonderful time for BF 109s. You know, we're on YouTube, we seem to be building an absolute geschwader of the things. So wonderful, wonderful to see that classic aircraft built so beautifully by so many people. Brilliant work, guys. Now, if I can achieve this without making an absolute balls up of it with a camera, quick view of the Chamber of the Horned Rat. Now, never have been a Skaven player. The reason why it's called that is because of my wife's passion for chinchillas, and because from time to time the little bastards escapes and has a little scamper around here, and I find chinchilla shit on my modelling table. Squidgy or anything, just sweep it up, put it in the bin. But unfortunately this place does sometimes become a playground for our little furry friends. I'm not talking about my kids there. Right, so let's see if I can do this without making balls up with the camera. The old PC, and I should explain, recently I have had, this weekend I gave the place a bit of refurbishment. My modelling table, airbrush, and if we now look up here, the area where you might have seen a pile of kits, I've now made it into more of a dedicated shelf. So my what ifs, helicopters, and this shelf I'm dedicating to the Harrier. I have got another Harrier kit in my stash, and hopefully over a period of time I'll be able to fill that space up with a number of different Harrier variants. And there's a shelf dedicated for dystopian war stuff. A couple of like collector's trains, collection of die-cast cars, and up there you can see my primary kit stash. These shelves I did a shelf expansion recently, coming along there, and what I've done here is this shelf, and this shelf are dedicated for Russian aircraft. The Israeli MiG-21 will go on here because it's Russian built, and this space is dedicated for basically aircraft that don't fall into that aren't Russian. Here used to be an awful lot more models, but one of the things I've always wanted is my own RAF station. Now this has been stuck up here for quite a while, and it is glued to the bookcase. But I have here the Airfix control tower and the Metcalf bus garage, which will be built as either hangars or an MT shed. And this grasswork, you can see, will be redone as more of a hard standing, so with concrete and all that lot. That's going to be an interesting project to do. And maybe a little back scene to create my own RAF station, with the goal that will be predominantly for RAF and NATO aircraft that were in service between 1950 and 1960. That's particular period I thought we built some of the most beautiful aircraft, and we still had a decent sized RAF and Royal Navy. And then up here you will see that there's a couple of ceiling hangars. So I really haven't got the foggiest idea how this little visual tour has turned out. The other reason for the airfield side is that as modelers I feel our projects often celebrate, honour, quite rightly so, the aircrew. But I think we've got to remember the guys who keep those things up there, the ground crew. So for me, that particular project is going to be just to say to our honour to the fitters, electricians, weapons technicians, the guys who serve their country keeping aircraft up there. And that's why I particularly want to do an RAF station display shelf. If you guys, there's plenty of ground crew sets out there, maybe think about dressing up your own display shelves, and it'll be lovely to see how other people approach it. Say, some of you more dedicated American chaps might like to do a US Naval Air Station, say inspired by Pensacola, places like that. But that's just throwing more ideas out there. So guys, thanks for all the comments. Brilliant builds going on. Alex, how on earth did you manage to build such a gorgeous Kifir so flippin' fast? It's lovely work, mate, and I'm like, it's blisteringly quick, beautiful job, so really impressed by that, really impressed. Sort of aircraft I absolutely adore. Also, Red Dragon Modelling, really been enjoying your videos, mate. Your work on that, on the Little Fokker triplane, the DR1, spot on, and the way you discussed working through the challenges you've had with the kit, really enjoyed that, really enjoyed following it. And there's many more builds out there, guys, that have been an absolute pleasure to watch. So keep up the good work, keep up the great vids, whatever your style of video, whether it's the end one or a series of presentations or discussions, videos. We all have our own styles, we all have the things that we feel comfortable with. Keep posting, guys. Keep churning out those kits. It's massively appreciated, and it's growing and developing this wonderful community. So, till my next project vid, keep up, keep safe, keep modelling, and enjoy yourselves, guys.